Hello, Simon. Let's see if we can find where your brushes may have gone. Now, if we go back to the video that we looked at before, remember you have files that you can download. One of them is called, the name of the brush, and then it ends with brush variant. You're not downloading any of those, so we'll just forget about that one for the moment. You could download a brush category, or you could download a brush library. Okay, so if I want to find brushes that I've downloaded, I can go over here and click on my brush selection bar, and then what opens is called the brush library panel. And I'm going to move this out a bit. Now there's a little option button right here, and when you click on the option button, that opens up another window, and you click here and you have brush libraries. Okay, now look at all these brush libraries that I've got. Some of them are duplicates from me showing people how this works and so forth. But you have a library called Painter Brushes. Those are the brushes for Painter 12. You also have a library called Painter 11 brushes, and those should still be in the same place unless you've moved them. All right, so you would go to the brush selector, you would click on that, you would go to the option button, click on it, go to brush library, and that's where you'll find your libraries. Okay, now if you downloaded a brush library, then it is not going to be seen in Painter Brushes. See, when you open up this first brush selector bar and you go into the brush library panel, right there will tell you what library you're in. Well, if you load a library or download a library, it's not going to be anywhere in Painter Brushes. It will be a separate library, and to get to it, you go here and say, let's say I want to go to my Eastern Water brushes. Well, I click on Eastern Water, and now I click on the down arrow, and there's the Eastern Water category with the Eastern Water brushes in it, and that was an Eastern Water brush library download. Okay, now if you do a brush category, what it's going to do is load in the currently active library. So right now my Eastern Water library is open. So if I go Brushes, Import Category, and I go to my Custom Painter Stuff and Painter Brushes, and let's go to Buttery Oils, and I'm going to load Buttery Oils Brush Category. Click on that and say Open. Okay, so it takes a minute, and now it's loaded. And look, it's loaded in Eastern Water under Buttery Oils. So if I went to Brush Library and went back to Painter Brushes, I would not see those Buttery Oils anywhere. The only place I could find them would be if I remembered that I put them in Eastern Water Library, and then I would go to Eastern Water and find them. Now, there's a shortcut for this stuff. Instead of having to go through all of that looking for the brushes, you can, like right now I'm in Painter Brushes. If I take the bristle brush and I hold down my Shift key and drag it out, drag that brush out here, I create a custom palette, right? Now let's go to a different library. We go to Brush Library, and we'll go to Bristly Dabs Library. Okay, and so in Bristly Dabs Library, I've got all of these different categories. But I'm just going to take one of these. We'll just take this first SA Impasto. Holding the Shift key down, I'll bring it over here. Okay, now let's do one more. We'll again go to the brush libraries, and we'll come to Cool Springs. And once it's loaded, I'll grab a brush, and I'm just going to grab the first one, edge one, and bring it over here and put it in my custom palette. Okay, now I know that this brush is in Painter 12. This brush is in Bristly Dabs, and this brush is in Cool Springs. Normally, if I wanted to get to this, I would go over here, 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 and then go to Painter Brushes. But as long as I have a custom palette with one brush from the library, all I have to do is click on it, and it's going to take me to Painter Brushes without having to go through any other setup. I can click on this, and I will go back to Cool Spring. Click on this, and I'll go to Bristly Dabs. And that's how it works. My guess is that when you were downloading things and you're trying to find it, you're not seeing the stuff anymore. You're thinking it's supposed to be in this first, in Painter Brushes. And it's not in there. It's either in its own library or it's been put, the category could be placed in a library of its own. Now, I hope that's what's happening. If that's not what the problem is, let me know and we'll get down to the bottom of it. Okay, talk to you later. Bye-bye.